Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Live and Let Die turn 10.2 USSR. It is January 1941. First, I'd like to discuss luck. I had thought that I had bad luck, but Panzer J has shown the way. I cannot believe the epic, terrible luck he has had. I mean, it doesn't matter whether he's rolling for tech with Germany, Italy, or Japan. He just can't catch a break. It is unbelievable. And I just really admire his composure. I mean, I would be having rage meltdowns. I have tremendous empathy for the pain he has experienced with the dice. And then on the flip side, I cannot believe the incredible luck that Fighting Irish has had. Whether it be he gets in the war with Britain, he rolls, and really lucky for his U.S. peacetime rolls, and he's doing really well on his tech too. So at least that's my perspective. I feel like I have slightly below average luck, and those two are extreme poles. Okay, I want to talk about my stupidity. I was leaving on a trip. I was recording at 1:30 in the morning, and I rolled the 2d12 for my wartime income, and I was like, my brain was like, wait, that's not right. Why is it 17? But 12 plus 5, it really does add up to 17. So, so I think it's funny that one of my opponents rolled a 6 and the other one rolled a 1, so it averaged out perfectly to get 7, which is instead of 17. Another thing I did wrong last turn was I erroneously rolled 3 Sleeping Bear rolls instead of 1, because I didn't understand that if I was at war with Japan as the Russians, that I wouldn't get the increase each D12 for a new adjacent territory to Russia. So that was interesting. It's really making me think twice about whether it was prudent for me to declare war on Japan. Hindsight's 2020. It made me think long and hard in the future about doing that again. But let's see how this plays out. I'm learning a lot so far. So I had rolled a 22 with my 3 dice, and maybe it was a 21. I'd rolled a 21 with my 3 dice. And so we decided to take off 13, since I needed to subtract 2 rolls. The average of 2 rolls is, 6.5 times 2, so that's 13. So I think did I get an 8? Or what did I get? For some reason I thought I got a 9. Let me think. I remember that I was 2.5 above average. So, it definitely would have been 21 then. 18.5, 16.5. No, 19.5. It was a 22. Yeah, okay. God, recording on the fly. Sorry about that. Okay, so my first Sleeping Bear roll, I got a 7. Next Sleeping Bear roll, I got a 7. And my last one, essentially I got a 9. So I have 23 so far for my Sleeping Bear. It's probably going to take me 3 more turns. You start off at 8. 3 more turns to get to full economy. But I had been thinking that if Germany declared war on me, then I would go to 46. But now I'm not sure. Is that incorrect? Do I have that? Am I misunderstanding how that works? Once I'm at war with Japan, then it doesn't matter if Germany declares war on me? Because if that's the case, then I'm really sorry, Panzer J, but I need to declare war on you, because there is no reason for me to be holding out except to try to get to that 46 is what I was thinking. So I'll be interested to read your comments below. And again, that's another reason why it would make me recommend to Russian players to be cautious about, or Soviet players to be cautious about declaring war on Japan, because you might find yourself in the situation that I'm in. Okay, so let's start off with my Sleeping Bear D12. I'm going to zoom the camera in so it'll be easier for people to see. There we go. And I'm probably due for a little bit lower than average luck considering what I've had. Okie dokie. So 4 tech rolls. First is artillery, and I succeed. The next one is the heavy strategic bombers, and I succeed. The next is the strategic rockets. Oh wait, I have a new one that I need to do. I'm gonna do heavy armor because I got the wartime economy, so I'll do heavy armor at 8. Jesus, okay, I succeed. Well, I got a 1, but then I'm making up for it with my tech, jeez. And then strategic rockets, which I actually needed more than the heavy strategic bombers. 7, nope. Okay, so, oh man, I got a very, very lucky turn on my tech. I didn't get a good sleeping bear roll, but goodness gracious, did I do well as far as my tech. I got advanced artillery up to stage 3, I got heavy armor to stage 2, and I completed heavy strategic bombers. So Bill Calloway, I owe you a debt of gratitude. I think it's within my grasp to develop that technology and get that extra point. It's taken a ton of time and commitment. Here it is, the 10th turn, which is below average. It should take, if you only have a 1/3 chance, you figure it should take you 12 turns to develop one of those technologies. You know, the U.S., here it is, turn 10. The U.S. doesn't have heavy bombers or strategic rockets, so for them to develop that with this few turns left in the game would be phenomenally lucky. So if I'm doing that right, you think, yeah, 12 turns for that. Okay, let's see. Now we're on to purchases. USSR purchases. So I'm going to purchase 12 tank destroyers at 5 each, that's 60. 3 anti-aircraft artillery for 4 each, so that brings me up to 72. I started with 79, so I will bank 7. Note that that's 15 units here, and I have a factory capacity of 23 because I have 4 major factories at 5 each, and then I've got 3, did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, no, I've got 4. I didn't even realize I have that extra factory that I captured in Rihi. So actually I will get, I can take 9 of my 13 infantry off my production chart. You know, I had 13 that I couldn't place last turn. Well, this turn I can place 9 of those 13 in addition to the 15 that I purchase. So that'll leave 4 still on the production chart to be placed next turn. Then the CCP purchases 3 artillery, and the quirky thing about the CCP is basically you have to declare what territory what land zone they're going to be placed in, because it has to be adjacent to the Russians at the start of the turn. I'm sorry, to the Soviets at the start of the turn. And this territory is adjacent to multiple Russian territories. So I'm going to place the 3 artillery in Suiyuan. And then I've got 1 militia, because I had 14, so that's a total of 14. I won't have any left over with the CCP. All right, now we go on to combat movement. 1, you know what, I should expand the camera. Sorry about this. Oh, wrong direction. Okay, so just to review, since you probably couldn't see my purchases, I've got the 12 tank destroyers, I've got 3 anti-aircraft artillery, I've got 9 infantry here. This is a stack of 5, then a stack of 2, then 2 singlets, and then I've got the 3 CCP artillery and the 1 militia. Okay, so So, combat movement. 1 cavalry moves from Chita to Primorsky Krai. So that's this guy here. 1, 2. So that is claimed back for the Russians. So now the Russians are at 32, and they have 8. Oh, well, no, they have 7 captured. My second movement is here, and that puts me up to 8 captured with the Russians. Okay, next is, no, that's all my combat movement. Was an infantry from Rihi up to Western Manchuria, and then the cavalry. Okay, now we're going to do non-combat movement. I'm going to talk about militia moves. So here I'm just moving militia. All right, so I'm going to move from Chukotka and Kamchatka. We'll move into Magadan here. There's those 2 guys. And then I'm going to move eastern Yakutia and southern Yakutia. We'll each move to Yakutsk, right here. And then Irkutsk and Baratia will each move 1 to Chita. Okay? So that's 6 of the 10 over here. Then Magadan, Yakutsk, and Chita. So Magadan, Yakutsk, and Chita will each move 1 into Amur. So I've got 1 stack of 4 and 3 stacks of 2. That's what happens with the militia on the Siberian section. Okay, now I'm going to move 1 infantry and 2 cavalry from Chita to Western Manchuria. 1 infantry and 2 cavalry from Chita to Western Manchuria. And then I'm going to move 7 infantry and 3 artillery from Rihi up to Western Manchuria. So yeah, I'm leaving Rihi open. It's a clear territory. I'll only have 2 infantry because I'll build 1, and I've got that 1 guy there. And he could definitely attack me, but then he'll be... he could either attack here or here and be in mountain. And I don't think he's going to go there and be in clear. But we'll see. Okay, 7 militia moved from Hopei into Shangtung. Right down there. Right, that's militia. And then 1 infantry moves from Central Mongolia to Karulin. 1 anti-aircraft artillery moves from Szechuan to Shangtung with those militia. And 6 infantry and 3 artillery move from Singhai to Szechuan. Consolidating here in Szechuan. All right, all these units are in Szechuan. Okay, 4 infantry. Now we're going to move over to this side. 4 infantry are going to move from Stalingrad to Western Kazakhstan. 1 infantry is going to move from Stalingrad to Kalmytskaya. Okay, now I'm going to do some more militia moves. All these next moves are about militia. 2 militia from Saratov move here into Moscow. Northern Russia and Yaroslava both move 1 into Western Russia. Don Manich and Donetsk Kubin each move 1 to Oral Kursk. Western Russia moves to Leningrad. This dude. Oral Kursk moves 2 militia into Smolensk. Trying not to mess this up too bad. Okay. I'm going to move all 4 of these planes into Leningrad. Okay, so that's an air transport, a tactical, and 2 fighters move from Moscow into Leningrad. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have kept on with I jumped ahead of my militia moves. We're going back to militia. Eastern Ukraine moves to Oral Kursk. This guy moves up here. Tarita moves to Crimea. So we got 2 down there in Crimea. Kola moves to Karelia. And then these 2 in Karelia move into Leningrad. Southern Ukraine moves into Kiev. Okay, those are all the militia moves. Sorry I interrupted with the aircraft. I got off on a line there. Okay, just to review. So it looks like I have 4 militia in Kiev. I have 3 militia in Oral Kursk. I've got 2 down in Crimea. I've got 3 in Smolensk. I've got, it looks like 6 in Moscow. I've got, it looks like 6 in Leningrad, and I've got 1 in Karelia. Okay, and then I've got some over there in Siberia that I think we talked about. All right. 5 infantry move from Moscow over to Oral Kursk, and then the 5 infantry in Oral Kursk move into Smolensk. So essentially 5 infantry get daisy-chained up there into Smolensk. 5 motorized infantry move from eastern Ukraine into Smolensk. Oh, I've also got 2 militia in western Russia I don't think I mentioned earlier. Trying to give my opponents a chance to keep track of all these crazy militia moves. 9 infantry move from southern Ukraine to Kiev. So now in Kiev it looks like I have 10 infantry and 4 militia. A coastal submarine moves from Sea Zone 25 to the Danish Straits. I'm going to have them right here on the words Danish Straits, so they've already passed through the straits. I'm going to rail 2 light armor from eastern Ukraine all the way up here to Kola. Alright, kind of telegraphing my intentions here. Placement of units. I'm going to place 1 Russian infantry here in Rihi at that guy. So I've got 2 infantry there. 1 here in Chita. I'll place 5 tank destroyers in Stalingrad. Here are those guys. And then I will place 2 tank destroyers and 2 infantry and 1 anti-aircraft here in Moscow. I will place 5 tank destroyers in Oral Kursk. I will place 5 infantry in Leningrad. I will place 1 anti-aircraft here in Smolensk and another anti-aircraft here in Kiev. So that's my 23 units that I can place. The CCP is going to get 2 militia automatically because of their recruitment role. And I will put those 2 in Nanking, and I'll go from 4 militia in Nanking up to 6 militia in Nanking. Okay. Then I built 1 militia, and that will also go in Nanking. So I have 7 militia in Nanking. All right. Now I will place my 3 artillery, as we talked about before, in Suyuan, right there. So the USSR collects 32 plus 3 for war propaganda, that's 35, plus 2 unless the US wants to deny me those 2 from Lend-Lease. So that gets me up to 37. So I have 37 with USSR plus the 7 I saved, so I've got a total of 44 banked. The CCP collects 12. I'm really happy about. I'm bummed that I got a 1 on my Sleeping Bear, but I'm amazed at my tech rolls. I think that moves me from the unlucky column, probably just barely into the lucky column. And I'm now turning this over to Panzer J and 10.3 Japan.